Hi everyone! With parent-teacher conferences just around the corner and report cards coming up, I thought this would be a great time to show you how to access that map data from the map tests that were taken just a few weeks ago. So let's lean in. Alright, so thank you for joining me on this fantastic voyage. Today I'm going to show you how to access map data. I'm logged in here as Barbara Bumgarner so that I have the teacher's view. Click on this map growth and then come over to your class profile. So we'll click there. Right, so the first thing you want to do is come up here to this gray area and check and make sure this is set up the way that you would like it. Here where you have the roster, it should say fall 2023-24. If it doesn't, if it has spring, then you need to go here and change your selection. There you can pick your class, and then you can decide, okay, I want to look at our language arts, and specifically instead of reading, I'm going to look at our language usage. So as you scroll down, you can get some information about the students in your class. What you can do is go to this side here. All of these titles at the top, when you click on them, it's going to first put the lowest score up top, and then it'll click again and it'll put the highest score up top and put those in order for you. So you can do that by RIT score. You can also do that by the different instructional areas. So for example, using knowledge of form and style, you can click here, click it twice, and it'll put your top scores at the top and then your lower scores at the bottom. Coming over for your test details, it gives you a bit more information talking about the actual test session, looking at the duration of the test, how long they took on that, and if there are any rapid guessing percentages that they had, it'll give you that information as well. Now coming back over to the map growth reports, this is going to give you quite a list of different reports that you can access. We just looked at the class profile. Bear in mind there's a difference here, and it's actually indicated in this blue square. They're going to be taking away these things that say reports in the summer, and the reason being is, I'll show you a sample. If you click on report, this is the old school PDFs that we used to have with map, and they're doing away with those. What they're doing now is we have our profiles, and the profile means that it's interactive on the web. What we just looked at with our class profile is an example of that. So another area we'll look at is our student profile. Bear in mind you'll have to set this up at first. We just finished the fall 2023. That's our school. You can select your class and you can select a specific student. So when you click on the student's profile, it's going to give you the map data for the assessments that they took. As you click on each of these, it'll give you a breakdown below of how they did. So for example, if we're looking at the reading, it's showing us from fall of 2021 in grade 8, how they've done as they progress through to the most recent data, which is the fall 23 in grade 10. Something that can guide their instruction and your delivery a bit is clicking here on this instructional areas. And what this does is, based on the Ontario curriculum, we can look at the areas that the student is either developing in, or if we unclick developing, this is the things that they would be introduced to next. And then we can look at those skills to reinforce as well. So it gives you a breakdown of those specific skills that they need to be focusing on, again based on the Ontario curriculum, and that goes across each of these different instructional areas. Now if you wanted to look how that aligns with the Ontario standards, you can click on standards and it would be listed here. Really quickly, I'll show you the family report is what the students and the parents have access to via Veracross. So this is what is posted on our Veracross platform. So it shows, again, a minimized version of their progression over time, and in this it also gives them the how can they use this information section. And this would be helpful to be aware of as you enter into those conversations during the parent-teacher conferences. Another piece of information I wanted to share with you is this achievement status and growth section. So if you click on this one here, and you can select your class and then create this report. What this does is give you a bit of a quadrant chart. So really when you're looking at the students, and when you highlight or hover over, you'll see the names of the students. And you can do this in just specific areas as well. So you just want to look at reading, then you can do it in that way. So in the green area, that's high achieving, high growth. So high fives all around, doing well, keeping up. Whenever we look over at the orange quadrant, these are the students who we need to think about what is in place that's helping them to show that growth, and making sure that that's continued and supporting them in that aspect. Looking over at the yellow section, these are the kids that sometimes fly under the radar. These are ones that we need to think about. Are we offering differentiated lessons, and thinking about different ways for that student to access the information? And then our section in red, we need to ask the question of what support is in place for this student. Are there any challenges that may not have been addressed? Are accommodations working? Who do I need to speak with so that we can make sure that these students are successful? This can also be a quadrant to where if a student has a significant amount of rapid guessing, or maybe didn't take the test session very seriously, they may appear in this section as well, so be mindful of that. And then it goes into a bit more detail underneath. I will show you one last little hint that I've noticed. I'm not sure why they stuck it over here on the side, but hey, who's asking? Student quick search. If you're looking for one student in particular and you don't want to go through the student profile section, then you can quickly click here, type in the student's first or last name or student ID, and it'll take you quickly to their student profile page. One last thing I want to go back to, apologies, is whenever you are in that student profile section, what you can do is click these arrows on the left or the right to quickly go through your students. So as a teacher, that can be helpful if you're looking at a class in general and wanting to get a better idea of how your students are doing based on their map data. Again, this is just a quick overview of how to access this information as we head into parent-teacher conferences and with reports coming out. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you want me to come talk to your department, I'd be happy to do that. All right, thank you for your time. Have a great rest of your day.